Turning camera. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Alright.
Okay, so let's start again. Okay, so hi. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties here, but we are going to do this. So, welcome. It's Christy Schmier from Get Off Your Butt Virtual Booty Camp, and I am here delivering your amazing bonus content because you are one of our fantastic upgraders. Either you're flying by the seat of your pants or you just got really big butts. So either way, we're here to support you. What we're doing is we're doing a series of interviews with some of my amazing friends who have awesome things to share with you about how to get off your butt, and we wanted to give you the opportunity to learn from a few more people. So today we're talking with Amethyst Wyldfyre, and she is of the empoweredmessenger.com, and as I like to call her, the spitting shaman. The spitting shaman, sorry, I tend to talk fast. Amethyst helps people, especially people who are out there, deliver some sort of gift to the world in a really big way. So those empowered messengers that are there to deliver a really huge message to the world, she helps them get past all of those things that are holding them back, the intangible and the intangible. So the things in their business that aren't working, the things in their energetic fields, in their emotional life, all of those stuff that aren't supporting them in delivering what you are specifically here to deliver, that unique blessing that you are here to deliver. Amethyst helps you peel back those layers and find what that is. So we're going to ask Amethyst first. We're going to switch screens here so you can see Miss Amethyst, who's going to dance again for like the third time. I'm going to continue to make her dance.
Skype music.
Exactly. Okay. So we are going to ask Amethyst what her butts have been, and then we'll ask her for some tips.
All right. So hi, Christy, and I'm so glad that you're so patient with your technology. Sometimes I don't have the patience with my technology and want to throw it right out the window.
Yes.
So, we love our technology.
Yes.
So one of my biggest butts in the course of my growing in my business and growing in my mission in the world and growing and sharing my message with the world, and it's a butt that I think a lot of messengers and a lot of conscious entrepreneurs run into is really getting over having to ask for money, going into that sales process and having to ask for money and having to value yourself and really appropriately charge what you're worth for the work that you do in the world. And I think that the but is, but people wouldn't pay that, or but how could I ask somebody to invest at that level, or but I've never paid that amount of money for that kind of thing in my life. So one of the things that I work with people on is to help them to feel safe and powerful asking for money, because one of the ways that you become an empowered messenger is not only are you able to stand and speak your truth authentically and fearlessly, which is one thing that I help people with, but you also need to be able to feel safe and powerful asking for money. If you aren't asking for money and you're not generating revenue in your business, you don't have a business, you actually have a hobby. Mm-hmm. And most of the people that I have worked with, and also the people that I aspire to be like myself, are people who have gotten over that issue around appropriately valuing themselves and asking for money. And so for me, part of the work that I do for my own personal journey work to get over this kind of stuff is I go through processes where I do what is called it's a practice called mythic mapping, where I look at, what role am I playing right now? So sometimes we play the role of, thief. God, people are going to think I'm a thief if I try and take this much money from them, right? Mm-hmm. And so if you're carrying that role around, or if you even have the thought form like those people who are charging that kind of money must be thieves, if you're carrying around that thought form or that energy, then it's going to make it really super difficult for you to be able to go out and value yourself, value your work, value the skills and gifts and experience that you have to bring to the world, value your message appropriately, and ask for money, which we need in order to build our business, in order to delegate to people who are supporting us in our business, in order to expand the reach that we want to have in our business. So you really need to get over any kind of buts that you have about asking for money And so one of the things that we do in our business is we help people to transcend whatever archetypal role they might be playing. So for thief, it might be transcended into steward. You know, I'm a steward of my message. I'm a steward of my business. And as a steward, it's my responsibility to appropriately value my work. It's my responsibility to appropriately value my message. So that's the but that I'm here to share, and some of the work that I do to help people overcome that, and some of the work that I've done to overcome my own but in that area.
Fantastic. Do you have like anything that someone could take away and do right in this moment that they would, when they're facing that butt, when they're staring that big butt in the face and it is paralyzing them and they're just sitting on the couch with their Oreo cookies and just like, I cannot muster the strength to make myself move through this situation here and do what I know needs to happen. Do you have a little tip you can give people?
I have more than a tip. I actually have a signature system that we developed. My partner and I actually have a program called Feel Safe and Powerful Asking for Money. And what we have in that program is a 4-part system called the SAFE system, because you want to feel safe. Mm-hmm. And so in the SAFE system, we have four practices that we invite people to do. So I can give you the S. How about if I give you
Cool.
the S? So the S in our SAFE system is get connected with your source. And the basis of all of my work is spiritual. So everything that I do with the people that I work with is really help them initially at the very beginning to get reconnected with the source of their abundance, the source of their brilliance, the source of all the great ideas, the source of money, the source of food, the source of the abundance in the universe. I mean, anything that has been created has come from source, and it's going to return to source. So it's important to get that connection with source squared away first. When you've got the inner world squared away and you've got that connection to source wide open and functional, then everything else just starts to fall into place synchronistically. Beyond that, of course, when you get connected to source, then you begin to start to surface some of this stuff. You know, this particular telesummit that you're doing is actually helping people to do another S word, which is surface. Bring to the surface all their stuff so that you can bring it back to source and say, okay, source, you know, this isn't what I want in my life. I want something different in my life. And until you surface that stuff, until you go to your source and bring that bright shining light of awareness onto your stuff and bring it to the surface and really look at it, then you're kind of operating on bad code. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. That's awesome. Okay, so Amethyst gave you some really good ideas, especially in terms of sometimes it's not your job to move past the butt on your own. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's a matter of letting go and letting that other entity, whatever it is that you happen to believe in, sorry, apologies, whatever you happen to believe in, that is going to help lift some of that responsibility off of you and going to give you the courage, the strength, the capacity to make that stuff happen. That's fantastic. So we're just lost again for a second here, but it's still recording. So we're just going to patiently wait for it to come back. It's reconnecting. I don't know why. Okay. It's still recording though. It's just not going live anymore. Okay, well I'm just going to keep talking and assume that it's all recording, it's all going fine. And if not, we'll just put a little addendum at the end of this. So, Amethyst, if you guys want, if you resonate with what Amethyst said, if that's something, if your butt is around asking for money, if you're in business, even if you're working in terms of, you're trying to get, what's the word I'm looking for? If you work for a non-for-profit and you're trying to get donations, if you're, whatever it is, and you're asking for value, you're asking someone to trade value with you, and you're having issues with that, and you want to work with Amethyst further, you can go to, well, Amethyst, why don't you just tell them where they can go?
Sure, yeah, I would love to have people, there's 2 places they can go. The first place they can go is, I'd love to give some gifts to your community. They can go to theempoweredmessenger.com/gifts and receive, let yourself receive, because part of the issue around feeling safe and powerful asking for money kind of down in the depths of that issue is a lot of times it's an inability to receive. So let yourself receive some free gifts. And we actually have a home study course, Feel Safe Asking for Money. So you can go to feelsafeaskingformoney.com and check that out.
Awesome. Okay, so we are just in this place of utter trust that this recorded the whole thing. And even though it's not going live and it doesn't need to go live, we have the whole thing recorded for our wonderful upgraders. So thank you guys again for coming and checking out our bonuses. Thank you so much, Amethyst, for joining us in this little hyper-problematic, technology, grumpy, too much energy in one room with these two people. Imploding the internet we are.
Thank you, Christy, for having me. I appreciate being able to support you and all of those people getting off their butts in the booty camp.
Yay! Okay, so we're just going to smile politely and not be awkward while this thing is, you know, catching up with the lag time. Smile awkwardly while you sit. Thanks, Amethyst. Thanks, you guys.
Take care. Bye.